What is going on, YouTube? We are going live again. Today is March 25th for a Cover 1 episode of, I was going to say the Red Zone Blitz, but this is going to be Cover 1. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try to post some of these links really quickly to see if I can find where I can post this to social media, because that's actually one thing that I wasn't really able to do as of last week. So let me see if that's something I can figure out. Maybe not. Either way, so today we're going to be talking about, I'll try and figure it out while I'm talking. We're going to be discussing some free agency news, I think, is one of the bigger things. And then we're probably going to be watching some tape on Jaxon Smith-Njigba, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. I think we can dedicate at least a couple of these live streams to watch some tape together. Hey, Cubone, what's going on? I think we can watch some tape together. So I think if you guys would like to tune in with me, let's watch and let's go over some tape together. See what Jaxon Smith-Njigba brings to the table. Where is he on certain draft boards? Why, do certain teams have him as high as maybe, the top 15? So we'll do that. We're going to get to some free agency news here as well. But like I mentioned, let me close out of that. Like I mentioned, I want to see if I can really quickly figure out a way to maybe share this link on social media, if possible. And where you would go for that, I have no idea. Let me try something here. I hope this doesn't mess anything up. Oh, it is. Okay. Can't do it there. Let's see here. My videos. No. Okay. All right. So, free agency news. Let's, I guess some of the more important news that came out of this week, I guess this one was one of the trades that the Jets made with the Cleveland Browns. We saw them trade a second-round pick to the New York Jets in exchange for a third-round pick and Elijah Moore. And a lot of speculation surrounding that trade, only because, again, like we talked about last week with Aaron Rodgers, do the Jets give up potentially now 2 second-round picks? I think they're back-to-back picks. I think it was maybe 42 and 43 in exchange for Aaron Rodgers. It's possible. We talked about last week Elijah Moore, potentially being a player that could be involved in a trade for Aaron Rodgers, but that's probably that's no longer the case. So interesting trade made by the Jets. They add a second-round pick in exchange for Moore and a third. I don't know if there was much else in regards to free agency news. We can go to Roto World here real quick. Not a lot of... Calais Campbell's old. Expected to visit the Jets in Buffalo. Russell Wilson had surgery. Seahawks said the team is still in talks with Bobby Wagner to come back to the Seahawks. That'd be interesting. Bud Dupree... Wasn't Bud Dupree drafted by the Steelers? Yeah, he was in the first round. Hold on a second. Was that who I thought it was down here? John Jenkins. I forgot all about John Jenkins. I remember watching tape on that guy. But is on the verge of playing for his 4th team in 6 years. All right. If you guys have any news you guys want to talk about, let me know. But I'm just trying to catch up on some news right here. Marcus Callaway signed with the Broncos. Marquise Goodwin signed with the Browns. Terrell Edmonds signs with the Eagles. I missed that news. I saw DJ Chark signing with the Panthers. They add Adam Thielen now and DJ Chark for whoever they decide to draft for the first overall pick. Nelson Aguilar, Baltimore Ravens, 1-year deal. We did hear about Zeke being released, and I think top 3 teams on the list right now is Bengals, Eagles, Jets. So Lane Johnson had a weird, interesting contract. Justin Hollins. So yeah, not huge news since last week from when, we were talking about Aaron Rodgers and some of the moves that were being made. But again, if you guys want to bring things up, Greg Clary says Lions are going to sign someone else. We had a great free agency period. Is there any way to see who the Lions have signed from this page? Let's see. They did sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 1-year deal. CJ Moore, 2-year deal. Jamal Williams departed to New Orleans. David Montgomery did sign there to replace Jamal Williams. Emmanuel Mosley. Yeah, it seems like they addressed a lot of the secondary positions. A lot of cornerbacks. Anzalone got a 3-year deal. Yeah, they've made some moves. I will give them that. They have made some moves. I would in my dynasty league I have DeAndre Swift. That's been a sour subject the last couple years. And if this comes to fruition, where they limit his workload, that's going to be another rough season on me. But DeAndre Swift has a lot of talent, great player, just needs to stay healthy. If they can figure out a way to keep him healthy, they're going to be able to produce offensively. And I think the one way to do that is to limit his workload. So it makes sense if they do decide to do that. I would understand why, but from a fantasy perspective, not ideal. So yeah, Lions have definitely made some moves. Let's go back to the homepage. I think it was here. I think we can probably start looking at some Jaxon Smith-Njigba. If you guys are interested in watching some tape with me, that's what we're going to be doing for the next potentially good hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So let's kind of dive right in. For those who don't know, like myself, because I don't watch much college football, Jaxon Smith-Njigba didn't really play last season because he was hurt. Only 5 receptions for 43 yards. It was really his one season in 2021 when he was playing with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, where he actually had an amazing year. 95 catches in 13 games, 1,600 yards and 9 touchdowns. I don't want to dive into Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson because I'd be curious to see where those numbers compare to those two guys in that season. Man, all these advertisements, my goodness. But those are the numbers. Those are the statistics if you're a numbers person. Sometimes it's kind of nice to go to the Wikipedia just because there's some nuggets of information that you kind of like to gather. I guess he was the Rose Bowl MVP, the offensive MVP. Good to know there. I think they had a big game. Again, I don't watch much college football, so According to, this is on NFL.com, some of these numbers, he's 6'1", 196 pounds, 9-inch hands, comes out of Texas, went to Ohio State, prospect grade. How they do their grading system, I don't pay attention really to it. Looks like if you're scoring in the 80s and 90s, you're looking good. Production score, I assume, out of 68 is because of his last season being injured. 35-inch vertical. I don't think he ran the 40, looks like. So, NFL comparison, Jarvis Landry. Interesting. I have heard that he has some speed concerns. How fast he is as a prospect. There are concerns with his speed. So I guess let's go to weaknesses here. Vast majority of his production came in one season, like already mentioned. Lacks suddenness for separation in and out of breaks. Below average top-end speed to win vertically. Likely to be viewed as a slot-only option. And lacks burst to elude after the catch. Strengths. Average 192 receiving yards per game in the last 5 contests of 2021. That's crazy. Plays tough in the teeth of the defense as a zone beater. Okay. So, unfortunately, again, we're going to end up having to watch 2021 games here. And the way I like to do it, like when people say, oh, I watched this guy on YouTube, he looks awesome. You gotta watch games. You can't watch highlights. You can't watch a 3-minute highlight of his top 5 catches and be like, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna just work down the list here. I'm gonna close out a couple of these things for now. Keep that open. Keep that open. So it looks like Penn State. I'm gonna go into my Excel spreadsheet, put this in really quickly here. It looks like, was this Penn State 2021? All right. If it's too loud, too quiet, let me know. Okay. So let's go full screen with this so everybody can see. Top of the screen looks like. Let's make sure the settings here are set. No, that's the highest. Okay, that sucks. What number is he? Keep in mind, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave are out here too. I missed that. So they got him in the slot there. Sometimes I like on running plays, I like to see if there's... What's up, Mr. Shock? How's it going? Sometimes on running plays, what I like to see is, regardless of where the receiver is on the field, okay, is he going up to a defender, getting his hands on a guy, you know, no matter what even if the running back is running away from him, the play isn't even towards the receiver. You know, are you still going up and being physical? Are you still, even if you don't have to be, even if there's no reason for you to be, are you still getting in that defender's face? Like, it's because sometimes the game is a mental thing, and you start getting into the head of the player across from you. You know, you start roughing him up even on plays where he doesn't need to be. You know, that's a thing. That's a psychological thing. But maybe that's just something that I look for that nobody else does. I don't know. But I just kind of pay attention. And then on plays where he should be getting his hands on a guy, how physical does he? How physical is he? How quickly does he get there? And is his blocking productive? Is he getting the defender out of the way for your running back? So he got hit there pretty hard. Down the middle of the field. Yeah, so he missed that. Let me see. It might have been maybe just a tick behind him. kind of, yeah. He had to adjust for that one. Okay. Is that Garrett Wilson looks like? So right there. Right there. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is perfect. This is a perfect example. Okay? So I think I might rewind it back to the play itself before. So he's right here. He's already blocking, hands on the defender, and that's going to create some real estate for, I think it's Garrett Wilson who catches this ball. This is what I love seeing. He's got his hands on the. There's so many players, especially at receiver, where when you stop, when you stop to look at what they're doing, they don't want to be hands on. They don't want to touch. They just want to run routes and catch balls. But you want to see players also be able to get physical like this. He lets him go, fine, but he's there. He's doing what you want him to be doing, and he carves some space for Garrett Wilson there. Gets his hand on that guy. A lot of this stuff isn't going to be flashy. I mean, you're looking at every basically, whenever he's on the field, that's what they're going to try and cut these plays up, even if it's, if he's doing nothing. So he got hit there. The only other way you can really successfully watch tape is if you have the All-22 tape. And that's not, I don't even know if that's accessible to many people. I know it's accessible in for NFL games if you have like I forgot what it was. Some sort of access that you can get the All-22. So he's running across the field here. I'm wondering if he had a shot at Jaxon here. If he's running across the field, once he goes past this linebacker, where is this one? So you have one here, and there's this kind of this hole. I think he could have hit him. That's a nice catch. That's a nice catch and run. Look at this. So now this is what we're talking about with speed. Yeah, if he's got the speed, that's a touchdown. So let's rewind this one. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I need to pause it. So I just want to see the formation they're in. So he's up here. Comes across the field, or... Oh, no, sorry, different play. So he's down here. Looks like in the slot. So he runs up, comes down, breaks a tackle, and just goes. But so like this is what we're talking about with the speed. If he has that breakaway speed, some of that elite speed that some receivers have, that's a touchdown. But it's okay. I mean, he made a big play. For I don't know how many yards this is, 40, 50 yards. Before you guys, before you guys watch all this stuff that I think I'm going to be watching, what is your opinion or your perception or what you think about Jaxon Smith-Njigba? Basically, He's only had one full season to really show his potential. It's unfortunate that he was injured and hurt last year, but you know, going into the offseason and into the NFL draft, do you guys like the guy as a, as a player? Do you like the player? Would you think, he's being overhyped, underhyped? Because he's probably going to be the second receiver taken behind Quentin Johnson, and there's a possibility he could be the first receiver taken. So, when it comes to analyzing, a player's game and where a prospect might get drafted, you kind of have to really assess the whole thing. So, just curious to get your guys' opinion on what you think on him before we keep going here, but let's keep playing the tape. See this route. It's basically just a streak down the field. Okay. So I think right off the bat we did see that speed deficiency on that big play. I want to pay attention to his catching ability a little bit more. I didn't really, make note of that. Size. Again, what was his size? I think this said 6 feet 198, roughly. 6 197. Okay, so he's a 6-foot receiver. Mr. Shock. I really like him. Late first, but he'll probably go mid-teens to early 20s. Let's take a look at the draft board again. NFL draft board. PFF. What the hell? They have Willett over CJ Stroud? That's interesting. There's a website I used. What is it called? I have it on my phone. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I have a prosportstransactions.com. I really like using this website because it has the history of all of this stuff. So we have Carolina at 1. So who would need a receiver starting at so the Eagles have the 10th pick? Titans, maybe. Texans have 12 and 2, huh? The Texans need all kinds of help, honestly. Who do they even have at receiver? I think that's a great question. Texans depth chart. I did an interview with the guy who does Our Lads 10 years ago. Robert Woods? Poor Robert Woods. John Mechie, wasn't he sick with something last season? Nico, they got nobody at receiver, man. They got nobody. Mr. Shock. Detroit Lions at 18 is interesting. Pair him with Amon-Ra St. Brown. That'd be a nice 1-2 punch at receiver. That'd be, nice young core. But if you're like Houston, sitting at 12, you could take what's-his-face, Quentin Johnson too, but, I mean, who do you have at receiver? That team, I didn't even look at the rest of their team. Like, you need a quarterback, so they're probably going to take, that is a big centipede, or whatever this thing is. That thing needs to die. You guys got to give me a minute. Holy hell. Oh, hell no. Nope. Not today. Not today. Holy hell. Alright, I'll clean that up later. Wow, that thing was massive. Oh, I got it on my sandal. That's nasty. Golly, that thing was massive. Okay, back to football. So they take a quarterback at 2, I would assume. Whoever, between CJ and Bryce. You gotta give them weapons. Who do they have defensively? Like, I don't know this team. Like, the Texans team has been just so under the radar, and just, like, the last couple seasons especially, just they've... I don't know. Jimmy Ward is on their team now. I think that whole team needs help all over the field. Dameon Pierce they took last year. They just signed Devin Singletary. They got a little bit of something going on at running back maybe, but, I mean, not... So, Laramie Tunzel at left tackle is a solid player. Shaq Mason at right guard. Quisenberry at center. Their O-line ain't bad. So, I don't know. Maybe a receiver for the Texans at 12 is a possibility. Probably not the Jets. The Patriots, the Packers, potentially. Commanders, I don't know. Steelers. The thing is, I also don't know, all the team's needs. I haven't gone in and done that either. So, like, I can't really pinpoint the teams that based off of their needs. But I can see them. I can see him going anywhere from 11 to 19. I don't think he goes past 20. I don't think he goes in the top 10. I think probably in that 11 to 19 range would make the most sense. So that was Penn State in 2021. Let's go to Nebraska. This is a 9-minute one, so let me put that in the spreadsheet. Nebraska. So the first note I'm gonna make on Jaxon Smith-Njigba, unfortunately, is a negative one, and I am going to comment on his speed. I'm gonna say top end speed, or it may just say he doesn't have top end speed. And then let's start Nebraska here. Again, 2021, he's playing with C.J. Stroud. He's playing with Garrett Wilson. And he's playing with Chris Olave on the field. It looks like he's in the slot here. A little dig route.
First down and 10 at the 36. Here's Henderson running over the right side, and this kid. And Pickens through the middle of the field. First down and 10 at the 36. Here's Henderson running over the right side, and this kid. What a big game. The 52 yards rushing last week in Columbus against Penn State. They'll drop it off to him in the flats, and he goes out of bounds.
Again in the slot. I mean, looks just like just a slot receiver is what he's going to be in the NFL.
Last week, 6 catches, 97 yards against the Indy Lions. Stroud rolls out of the pocket, buying time and
He came back for his receiver on that one. I don't think that was maybe the intended route, but kept the play alive. See, I don't know, just some standing around there very briefly.
That's where Ben Stilley got some pressure on that first series. Second down and 6. Here's Stroud, and that one's knocked down and broken up. Got another shot to get off the field. Third down and 6 at the 31. Stroud with time over the middle and caught for Olave. The only 6th catch of the season. First down. Stroud over the middle again and broken up. Smith-Njigba in motion. Travion Henderson with the run. And he'll get over the line of scrimmage. Pick up about 4 on the. Stroud looking. Delivers, and it's caught by Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, I think if this was a class of wide receivers that had a little bit more talent, you're probably looking at this guy at like maybe the 3rd or 4th receiver, but that's why he's maybe number 2 or maybe even the 1st receiver on the list on maybe some boards. But if you compare all 3, I mean, Olave, Wilson, and Njigba, are you taking, Garrett Wilson? I think I would take Garrett Wilson. Or maybe both Olave and Garrett Wilson over Njigba. That was a weird play. Oh, this is underthrown.
Second and 7 at the 37. Quick strike on the hitch to the sideline. Nebraska. Well, this season, Stroud looking. Stroud over the middle, and it's caught for a first down. Ohio State was against Oregon. And you know what happened in that game? Stroud. And he delivers again. Right now, he's picking the because Garrett Wilson is not here on the trip. First down at the 39. Stroud stepping up, buying time.
PI there. Get your hands on him. Get your hands on him. I think I would take. I think I mentioned this last week. I think I would take C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young. I just prefer taking a guy who's going to be more of a pocket passer, more built for the position than Bryce Young is. I feel like Bryce Young is smaller, more. I don't know. And just comparing the two, I think I like the arm strength that C.J. Stroud has. I think Bryce Young didn't have the arm strength that C.J. has. Does he score a touchdown here? Barely. If there was another 5-10 yards, I don't know. Let's play this one back. Hold on. I rewinded back a little bit too far. That's my bad. Okay, so they're on the 25, looks like. So this is a 75-yard play. Starts in the slot. Just kind of hangs there. What was that? Like 8 yards? 8 yards past the line of scrimmage, looks like. So at this point, so he's just hanging here. It's almost like 6 yards past the line of scrimmage. So he's got all this real estate to run after the catch. Obviously, that hole is going to get a lot smaller, you know, after the ball is caught. But let's see which direction he goes here. So, field of view, you got this way, you got this way, right? This guy is dancing around, doing whatever, breaking his ankles. So it's really it's up to this defender to make the right play. So he makes him miss. Look at his feet, right? Didn't set his feet. He didn't know what way this guy's going to go. Jaxon Smith-Njigba jukes him, goes to the left, right? And now he's gone because he's got the sideline. You got Chris Olave blocking. Great play.
This is just an ordinary route. He's just going to run just inside. He gets the completion, but then it's turned the Jets on. And watch his partner down the edge. That's Chris Olave, the unselfish hustle, getting down the field and getting just enough of a block right there to get hit. Henderson. Opportunity here for the Huskers. Nebraska with all 3 of their time.
All right, get your hands on. There you go.
C.J. Stroud over the middle and incomplete. Stroud off his back foot, sideline, caught Smith-Njigba out of bounds.
Seems like a good possession receiver. A guy who's gonna get a bunch of catches, maybe 6, 7 catches a game.
Steps into his throw. Incomplete. Olave got a hand. First down and 10 to 48. Henderson. No, over the middle. They find Smith-Njigba. And Smith-Njigba. Stroud. Drops off a screen. Henderson. Flag on the play. And Henderson picks up the flag. Last week against Penn State. 30-19, Stroud, buying time, Stroud, over the middle, he's got Henderson.
Jeez.
Enough for the first down.
Half the defense tackle that guy.
Stroud steps up in the pocket.
Look at Olave go for that one.
First down. You know, there's too much in college football, guys. They're retreating, they're running out sideways. Watch Stroud, he steps right into the teeth of the defense. Olave, 5 catches, 51 yards, first down and 10.
You know, like a lot of these plays, from what I'm noticing, a lot of these, you know, throw and catches that they're doing, a lot of short routes, a lot of, you know, 5, 6 yard digs, you know, comeback routes, kind of in routes towards the middle of the field. You know, he runs up maybe 6, 7 yards and then runs an in route. So he's kind of one of those receivers that's, I don't know if he's a home run hitting receiver. You know, he's going to run a streak down the field and get you a big play. I think he's going to be more of those receivers that's, you know, running towards the middle of the field, across the middle of the defense, kind of making a play that way. There's another one.
Incomplete. First and 15. Stroud. Near side, incomplete. And in the fourth quarter. Second down and 15. Late fake. Stroud shuffling underneath. And caught. Stroud, option. Henderson, first down. Get out with a lower body injury, last two. Here's Stroud.
Well, that's a PI.
Cannot just sit in the pocket and wait for open areas. Second down and 10, and they'll run it with Master Teague, and right here. Stroud looks, Stroud delivers, and caught for first down. Stroud is able to hit him for a first down. Olave, 6 catches, 57 yards.
He's down the middle of the field, making a play, getting a first down. Yeah.
Stroud steps up, guns it to the sideline, back shoulder, made some mistakes, 2 interceptions. 3rd and 19 at the 44. Stroud in trouble. Stroud backing up. Stroud underneath, caught. Henderson, but not enough. First down at the 13. And Stroud fires to the far side to Chris Olave. He's gobbled up. Henderson, first down and more. Henderson with a burst. Travion Henderson.
Looks like the username is Need a Lot More Saturday Pro Football. No wide receiver in this draft sticks out. The Bills need DeAndre Hopkins. I think what we're hearing right now on this draft class is a lot of undersized receivers. Or slot guys versus, you know, those bigger type of receivers. I think the only one is really Quentin Johnson that really sticks out, and he's like 6'4". So, I mean, I think Jaxon Smith-Njigba is. He could probably have been the number 1 receiver in this draft class had he played and been healthy last season. But unfortunately, we're sitting here watching tape from 2021 season because there is no tape for 2022, really. So we've watched Penn State, we've watched Nebraska. Yeah, so you're saying no number 1 that you see. I think that could be a fair assessment at this point. So far from what I've seen after watching these two, you know, Penn State and Nebraska, I think it's fair to assume or say that, you know, Jaxon Smith-Njigba is going to be your slot receiver on your team, and he will most likely start. He'll get you 6-7 catches a game. He's not going to have that top-end speed. He's going to work the middle of the field. But he's not a home run hitter. I don't think he's a home run hitter. If I was making that assessment. But I mean, that's why you watch the tape. You gotta watch a lot of stuff. You gotta watch interviews. You gotta see, like, again, injury history. You have to know, what did he injure? You know what I mean? Like, what was... here's a link. I can maybe post this to Twitter or something. Let's see if I can do that quick while we're on here. Top Shot has a Twitter link. We are live. All right. Get that out there for the world. But yeah, I mean, I think Njigba is not a top 10 pick. And I think the assessment of him being, you know, maybe 15th pick or later is probably, I think it's fair. Especially with the concern about him not playing last season. But let's watch this Oregon game. See what we can see. Again, lined up in the slot. Nothing new here. Wilson.
brings it down. 56-yard touchdown. And Stroud again.
So there's the blocking I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I love watching this. This is my favorite thing to see sometimes. It's not even catching. It's not even making a big play. Sometimes I just want to see a receiver get down into the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? Just the fact that you're gonna get benched if you don't do this. For one, obviously, like this is something you have to do. But there's some receivers that I feel don't do it as well as others or don't care as much. This is a play where I feel like, he did a great job with, as stupid as it sounds, he did a great job blocking. And he got the guy out of the way. Like, not only is he still here, he gets him out of the way, I feel like. That push, that initial push, he gets just to get him out of here. I want my teammate to make a big play. I want us to win the game. I'm going to push the hell out of you I want my guy to score type thing. You know what I mean? That's what I love to see. Even if it's something that small. Watch the push. That, get out of here. Again, lined up in the slot, nothing new. There's that. See, that should have been caught. See, and this could be PI, right? Because you can't really do this after 5 yards in the NFL. This is well beyond 5 yards. He kind of has two no-nos on this play. First, he gets this push, bam. Can't do that. That's a PI. That's offensive PI in my opinion. And then the ball may have been a little too high, maybe. Need a lot more Saturday Pro Football says. A draft of number 2s. Very well could be. No, a lot of physical play there. Man, what a trio of receivers they had that season. See, Stroud doesn't normally do it, and that's a late hit out of bounds. Yep. What are we doing here? What a catch. Oh, no catch. Again, Stroud, not a running quarterback. That's more Bryce Young. Kind of like this play. I want to rewind this one. So you see two defenders lined up top here. So is this the play, or maybe there's one more after this? Okay, one more after this. Okay, so these two defenders here, you got a cornerback playing more. I don't know if this is press, but I think at one point. So you have these here. Let's just play this quick. So he's reading the space between these two guys, right? Obviously, there's some real estate in here. As soon as he runs this way, CJ Stroud hits him in stride, right? But what they're doing on defense, I'm not sure if they're playing man or zone. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but this hesitation step here tells me that that's how he read it. Watch this extra little hesitation step, like bang, and then now he sees the space. CJ Stroud, it's just a connection there. I want to go back one more time just to see what the defenders were doing. Where did they wind up? So it was this guy's responsibility. It looked like the safety. The safety's responsibility there. This guy was on this receiver. And then this safety or corner or whatever is taking Njigba. And he just messed up.
Henderson in the backfield. And they'll throw it underneath. Nice throw, nice catch. Smith-Njigba on the move. And Jaxon Smith-Njigba, the sophomore. Trouble getting lined up at times against fast tempo. Gain of 26. They hand it off. Henderson, not a lot of room. Here comes a blitz. Bucks pick it up. Stroud out of the pocket. Stroud on the move and goes out of bounds close to the 40 to get to the 34 for first down. Stroud guns it and caught. Bucks quickly to the line of scrimmage. Stroud again, wide open.
Easy money.
Touchdown. Ball won 2 national championships at Miami. As Williams gets it outside and picks up a first and more as he tiptoes out of bounds. Ryan Williams gives Ohio State some good field position after the 21-yard gain to the far side. Chris Olave. Routes, he never loses speed on his breaks. First down, Stroud down the field. He's got a receiver. And 3:53 remaining. And here's the handoff to Williams. CJ Stroud. Rolling. CJ Stroud. And it is a completed ball. And they'll run it with Williams. And he's picked up and dropped. They're pretty salty themselves. First down and 10. Stroud drops it off. Ryan Williams. And Williams crosses the 30, spins. Shot to Olave, right? He's so smooth, he's so good deep. Here's Stroud, near side. Wilson again. Wants to maybe take a shot here at the 45. Here's Stroud. Inside, Jeremy Ruckert. Down at the 35. And they snap it. Stroud with time over the middle. And that will be the end of the first half.
Give that, Gus, then they can get to their play-action game and allow C.J. Stroud to get the ball down the field to these talented receivers.
First down and 10 at the 25. Stroud to the near side, and it's called Olave out of bounds. But here's my question.
That they thought they would get from a week 1 and still needed to see some things.
On second down and 1, Henderson for burst. He'll pick up the first down. Stroud looks to his left. Throws and puts it on the money to Garrett Wilson. And Wilson gets out of bounds. Out as well. Gain of 22 on the last play. We're running straight ahead with Henderson. Here's Stroud.
I think his route running has seemed relatively crisp, too. I haven't noticed anything weird or off by his route running. Like, he's just kind of... even on plays where he's not, doesn't have the ball thrown his way, he just got it thrown his way there, though. That's a touchdown. Hold on. Jesus, this game tape is... I don't know. This is a good route, and this is a good pass. Like, it's just... the ball was there exactly where it needed to be.
Gets his receiver, Garrett Wilson, over the middle. Stroud swings it up. Wilson again, and Wilson crosses the line of scrimmage. Stroud, sideline. Nice throw, good catch. And this time, we'll pound it forward with Travion Henderson. Stroud to throw. Steps up, delivers. Incomplete. And it's Stroud throwing. Incomplete.
Not a lot going on right now.
Stroud looking. Guns it. Dangerous pass. C.J. Stroud. Big throw. Sideline. Olave. And he makes the catch inside the 10. Henderson. With Stroud. Olave crosses. Stroud in trouble. Stroud off his back foot in zone. Incomplete. No flags. The 26. Stroud throwing on first down. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, one catch.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's rewind this. So he goes. What's the route he runs here? So you got, I'm assuming, Olave and Njigba and Wilson out. He's just running down the field. It's kind of a rare thing for him to do. It's not a very common now. Obviously, the tape is not clear here. But I mean, he goes up and gets his ball. It's hard to tell because the video isn't very good, but he locates the ball. The defender, you also got to see what the defender's doing. Like, where's the defender's head? I think he's looking at the ball, or maybe he doesn't know where the ball is, and then once he turns his head around, the ball's already caught. Yeah. So it happens so fast. Please rank Stroud, Levis, and Young. Well, I haven't watched Levis. I have watched Stroud, and I have watched Young, and I would draft Stroud over Young. If that tells you anything, I would take Stroud. I feel like he's more of a, classic passer, more a pocket passer. I think Young is a bit smaller, a little scrappier, runs the ball a little bit more mobile, can extend the plays outside of the pocket. I think I would take Stroud if I was to pick between the two, and then Levis I have not watched, so I would have to. I can't really give my assessment on him as of yet.
Second down at 7. Stroud standing strong. Incomplete. Garrett Wilson the target. Travion Henderson scanning. And he'll go down at the 25. Not enough for the first down. Stroud to throw it. Looks left. Delivers. Caught. Wilson out of bounds. Henderson lines up next to Stroud. Henderson. Touchdown, Ohio State. C.J. Stroud delivers down the field. And incomplete. Stroud. This time near side to Olave.
It gives late hands, and it's a completion.
Gain of 34. Williams. And he slips down.
And that was a lot. Njigba's guy.
Situation for Chris Olave. C.J. Stroud delivers underneath. Nice ball. And the reception made by Julian Fleming.
Chris Olave, but here a big chance in the fourth quarter.
Smith-Njigba in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Stroud pulls it out, dumps it, and it's Jeremy Rucker.
Olave back on the field, Gus.
Third down and 6. Here's Stroud under pressure in the end zone. Incomplete. Ryan Williams in the backfield. Here's Stroud looking underneath.
Okay. Rewind this one. So, lined up here. He's going to kind of come across the field like this. And this is on 4th and 6. They need to at least convert. They're down by 14 here. So this is a big play, a big scoring play. So yeah, he only runs 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and runs across the field here, but there's nobody here. Look at all this space. You could put me out there and do this. This guy's trying to play catch up. Keep in mind, it is 4th and 6. He still has to convert this play. He just has to get a yard or 2 here, but he's got a lot more real estate and can just run it in for the touchdown. And look at Olave out here blocking too. Another catch. Where is he here? Yes. Ouch.
Williams the pistol back. They give it to him. Williams. Stroud in trouble. And Stroud sacked at the 45. Second down and 18. Here's Stroud. Over the middle.
Oh boy. That was a dangerous play right there.
Jaxon Smith-Njigba in the slot.
I mean, I feel like I've seen all I need to see after 3 games. I don't even know if I need to watch anymore, honestly.
Probably about 20, 25 yards before the last snap.
First down from the 11. Stroud in trouble. Delivers. And it's caught. From the 23.
I have a pretty good idea of what he's going to be able to be capable of in the NFL. So I mean, I can probably watch a little bit more offline. We don't have to keep streaming it. But overall, I wanted to maybe do this because I needed to do it. I needed to get on and watch some tape, but also I needed to do a live stream, so I figured I'd put the 2 together. So if you guys, like these, I can do these more often. If not, I can do these by myself. But I figured I could combine the 2 today and just kind of do a live stream while we watch Jaxon Smith-Njigba and see what he's about and see what, how he produced in 2021, why he didn't produce in 2022 with his injuries. So he had a hamstring injury last season, and he did not participate in the college playoffs. So those are his numbers. Again, big 2021 season. I could probably see him going that, I'm going to push that back. I know I said 11 to 19 earlier. I'm going to say at least I'm going to say 15 starting with Green Bay and back. Like maybe like 15 to 25. Maybe I would say that would be the range I would put him in. Somewhere in there. Packers, Commanders, Steelers, Lions, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Chargers, Ravens, Vikings, Jags, and Giants. Ravens seem like they always need a receiver. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Any other thoughts, comments, concerns, throw them down in the comments below. But I think we've been on for a good... How long has it been now? Is there a timer somewhere? It's been a little over an hour. So watch some Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Talked very little about NFL free agency. Not any massive moves made in free agency this last week. Nothing, too notable. But we'll keep an eye out. We'll see. Maybe again, I'll decide to live stream maybe next Saturday or something. I don't know. We'll see. But for those who have tuned in, I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. We were on again for about an hour today. Maybe we'll be on for another hour next Saturday. We'll see what I decide to do. But thanks for everybody who commented. Talk edge rusher next time, Mr. Shock. Yeah. If you want to throw down a name for a player, let's take a look real quick before I sign off. Where the heck is the big board? I don't have any tab. Big board. 2023 NFL big board. I'll give you 2 or 3 guys, and you pick from them, and then we'll do that next week. The end. OLB. Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech. Lucas Van Ness. Will Anderson Jr. Nolan Smith. I would assume if you want to talk edge rusher, pick one of those 2 guys and maybe we can take a look next week. Or one of those 4 guys between defensive end and outside linebacker. Tyree Wilson, Lucas Van Ness. Unless there's a guy maybe that you really like that might not be in the in the top or first round conversation, but I figure at least watching somebody up there drives more interest with some people. So again, appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll talk more football soon. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.